All right, incredible people, we are here for part 14 of the Master Key System, and so far along this journey, we have discovered that thinking is a spiritual activity, and that all thoughts are spiritual, and they do have creative power. Conscious and subconscious phases are two processes of one mind, and that all thoughts have creative power, whether we're using it consciously or unconsciously to bring about things into our life. We know that thinking is the cause and it brings about things which are the effects into our life. So if we have something that we don't like in our life, we should stop thinking about it. And that would be cutting it off at the root. And just like a plant that gets ignored, it will still be there for some time, but slowly it will dwindle and wither away until it doesn't exist anymore. And this process is different from what we are used to, where we focus all of our attention onto problems. We focus on the problems, whether it be a health problem, a relationship challenge, or things in our career. They get so much attention, we focus on them. All of our thought energy goes towards problems, but this is a cause that we are doing with our thinking, which gives it vitality to exist and continue on into our life. And to let it go, to cut it off at the root, is to stop thinking about it, which means to stop giving it that energy that's giving it power to facilitate and manifest into our life. This is similar to a gardener who has two seeds. You can have a seed of cucumbers that will grow, and then you can have a seed of poison ivy. We are responsible for planting the seeds. And which seeds that are there, we take good care of. We water it, let it get sunshine, and we protect it. And just like any unsatisfactory idea or thing that is in our life has been brought about by planting certain seeds and actually caring for it by giving it our thought force. So just like a gardener, what we are going to do, we are going to ignore it. We're going to leave it alone and let it die out. And we're going to focus our attention on the seeds that we want to grow, which would be the cucumbers or flowers or something that is beneficial to our life. We're going to water those, we're going to let those get sunshine and care for those mentally, give those things our attention, and we're going to set aside any unsatisfactory, any adverse condition, any problem that we have, stop giving it energy. And sometimes throughout our life, we may think, if these are the laws, how come they are not working in our favor? How come I still have problems? How come these things are still going on? Well, the law is always working. It depends upon our knowledge of the law and our implementation, our ability to apply the law. And this brings us to the fact that if we do have unsatisfactory conditions, we do have problems, and we say that the law isn't working, this brings us to the conclusion that we either don't know the law, understand it, or we are not implementing it correctly. The law is always working at all times for everyone. It is just our ability to understand it and to use it. Similarly to the laws of electricity, they have always existed. The energy of electricity has always been here, but it has taken us to understand it and to put it into practice to get the benefits from it. Nobody invented electricity. Nobody had to come up with it. We just had to find out, understand the knowledge of it, and then find out ways to implement it. And it's the same things with the law of cause and effect. We are preceding the effects that we want in our life by our mental causes, by our thinking. By putting forth correct causes in the directions that we want, we will facilitate the law of growth for certain things to grow in our life. The universe exists as it is, and we are manifestations of the universe to facilitate actions and things to come about. We are the conduit, we are an energy source to act for the universe to act through us. So similarly to the universe that just exists, we are the means as which the universe acts and facilitates and powers and creates through us. We are the conduit for this energy, similarly to electricity that just exists. Once we plug into the universe, we are enlivened with energy to think and to create as we please, and in ways that are beneficial to the whole. In this chapter, Charles Haanel states that molecules are created from atoms, and atoms are created from electrons, and electrons permeate and are everywhere in the universe, all material things, and they occupy all empty space. So this is what we refer to as the all-pervading essence, the all-pervading source of life in the form of electrons. These electrons are the universal substance that all things proceed from, and electrons just are. They need a director to tell them what to do. Electrons are incredible that they occupy all space and time and can take any form, and they move at over 100,000 miles per second. So once they are directed, they do take action. These same electrons manifest in our body in the form of cells, and all of the cells in our body are doing something. They have a job, they are organizing into our body to fit into the right place, to carry cells, to carry waste, to transfer energy, all throughout our body while this is going on right now as you are watching this video, and they are directed. They have a purpose and they're all doing their job. Since we are not actively telling all of these cells in our body what to do, but yet it's an organized machine happening all at once right now without our thinking, this is happening by the subconscious mind. And throughout this whole book, we have understood that the subconscious mind can be influenced by the conscious mind. So by understanding this, we know that we can influence our subconscious mind and we can direct the cells in our body. Haanel mentions that this is the basis for metaphysical healing. This is the basis for conducting our own body in the fashion that we want it to be. We have control, we have the ability to influence the effects on our body. If we have certain effects in our body that we don't like, that means that there have been causes to bring it there. And just like any ideal state or condition or of health that we want to have, they will proceed by certain causes, by certain ways of thinking. And a change in thought will bring about a change in the cause. And the only thing is that these thoughts need to be direct, they need to be exact, they need to be firm, they need to be steady. The problem is that we cannot have years and years and years of thought patterns and then try to erase away all our health conditions, all of our problems in a matter of 20 minutes of thinking. This is a process that takes time, that takes conditioning, that takes mental effort to bring about new results. So Charles Haanel mentions in this chapter that we all want harmonious conditions in our life. We want harmony inside and we want harmony outside. We want harmony with our friends, within our health, within our relationships, with our career. So what do we need to do? We need to think about, focus, and only contemplate harmony. And this brings us to our practical step, which he says to focus on harmony. All that the word intends, all that the word means. During our practical step that we've been following throughout this whole book, implementing these, we are going to focus on harmony. The words in this book do not bring about change and they do not bring about learning of the lesson. It is the practical step, the implementation of this knowledge that will bring about the results. And there's a quote here to finish this off. Learn to keep the door shut, to keep out of your mind, out of your world, every element that seeks admittance with no definite helpful end in view. George Matthew Adams. So anything that is coming into our mind that does not have a definite end to where we want to go needs to be shut. It needs to be eradicated, like we said in this chapter, by not giving it attention. It is one step to become aware of it, and then we let it go, but to contemplate inharmonious, destructive thoughts that do not bring us where we want to go is to keep a guest in our house that we do not want there. So that is the basis for chapter 14. I hope that these implementations of this knowledge are going well on your part and that they are bringing about some kind of certain results. And I hope that you stick with it. and we will take care until next time.